Daniel Fusco here from Crossroads Community Church in Vancouver, Washington, bringing to you this installment of our 2-minute preaching tips. Preaching today has been so amazing to let me be involved with this, walking you through their preaching decks. So for the last one, it's about preaching on special topics. But before I share with you, I need to share you a piece of advice. When I was a brand new senior pastor, I remember I preached the first sermon, and the worship leader came up to me after it, and he had those little breath mints, and he put one in my mouth, and he stuck a thing of them in my pocket, and he said, "Pastor, whatever you do, don't come here to church without breath mints." He's like, after you preach for a while, you got dragon breath, and we don't want to see anyone die having to talk to you after the sermon. So, pastor, preacher, listen, bring mints with you to church, no matter if it's a special message or not. Your people will love you if after you're done preaching, you don't actually kill them with your bad breath. From a brother to my brothers, listen, catch that one right. You got it? Cool. Okay, preaching special topics. Listen, when it's Christmas, when it's Easter, when it's these special events, you have to realize what's going on in the world around you. Now, I know some of you can say, listen, well, John Calvin, when he preached, it didn't matter what it was. If he was in Leviticus, it was on Christmas Day, he preached Leviticus. Now, as I've said when we talked before, you're no John Calvin. So listen, on Christmas, will you preach about God becoming flesh and dwelling among us? When it's Easter, will you preach about the death and resurrection of Jesus? You got to realize what's going on, and it's not wrong to give people what they expect. But listen, for you and I, we need to know who our audience is. We need to be able to preach God's word to our audience, and we don't want to miss the golden opportunities to be able to bring things that they've heard before, but bring it out in a fresh way. And I think for a lot of us, what ends up happening with those special messages, we get so used to preaching them that we really don't spend a lot of time trying to give them something new and fresh and exciting, not just the same old canned sermon that you've given them for the last 10 years on Easter, but saying, hey, I'm going to take it from this angle and this angle. So on those special events, they expect to hear those things, and you want to give it to them, but you need to make sure that you give them fresh manna to be able to encourage their souls and grow them up in their most holy faith. So listen, with all of these preaching decks, there's so much for us to learn. Let's keep growing as preachers. God bless you.